Hello, my name is Sherry Collis. I'm the Director of PCI Services for Online Business Systems. We're a consultancy organization. Several of us onliners got together over a common passion of getting more females into conference rooms. Now, no, the information we're sharing isn't just for females, it's for men as well. We do want to help both men and women understand some of the roles that are available in the cybersecurity space and how you can take your existing skills and map them actually to roles in cybersecurity. A copy of our presentation will be available to you after we speak. We're going to be bringing up multiple resources, so we want to make sure that you have easy access to the resources that we bring up. During our time today, our team's going to talk a little bit about some of the stepping stones that we used to get where we are today. Before we do that, though, we're going to talk a little bit about online business systems. This slide shows a little bit about our company. We are a privately held consultancy. We serve the industries you see listed here, and our core practices to the side are business consulting, technology consulting, customer experience, digital experience, service management, risk, security, and privacy. I think the most important thing on this slide to me is the quote from James Nick, who said he has 48 IT vendors and just one partner, and that's online. That is the mantra of our organization. We want to partner with our clients. We don't want to sit across the table from them. So as I mentioned, we're going to talk a little bit about our stepping stones and how we got where we are today. The dictionary definition for stepping stone is an action or event that helps one to make progress toward a specified goal. So for the next 40 minutes, we're going to talk to you about cybersecurity roles and the stepping stones that you can take to get to your goal of entering this great field. So with that, let me introduce myself. As mentioned, I'm Sherry Collis. We've all got stepping stones that we use to advance our career, and for me, there were two that made all the difference. One, I was noticed by a consultant who referred me to her husband for a role that I was not qualified for, but he hired me because of my attitude, aptitude, and drive. Secondly, I was contacted by a vendor of a product I was using and was asked to become a systems engineer for them. These two stepping stones, had I skipped them, would have made for a total different career today. So now I'd like to introduce Dia Black.
Sherry, my name is Dia Black, and I built my career by thinking about the general skills I wanted and what industries I wanted to join. So that included fundraising for a nonprofit, training in the medical technology industry, program management for the payment card industry, teaching English in Nepal, and getting a master's in cybersecurity. I love cybersecurity because there's so many different skills companies need ways to get here. I never would have guessed that my stepping stones would lead me here. Now I'm going to turn it over to Mary Ann.
Thanks, Dia. Hi, I'm Mary Ann Douglas. I started my career as a second shift computer operator on a small mid-range system. I changed companies to learn about mainframe computing, but never made it there. I moved into more process management, overseeing the problem and change management functions. These stepping stones led to the director of the Infrastructure Project Management Office and the local operations team. My process strengths led me to support the company's payment card industry assessments, which was the perfect stepping stone to my role at Online as a senior security consultant. Now I would like to introduce Rose.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rosemary Monroe, and I started my career by joining the U.S. Navy as a radioman and spent the next 10 years in a variety of information technology roles. When I transitioned out of the military, I was able to leverage the knowledge I had gained and apply it to a role as a global compliance manager for a hosting company. That experience helped me transition to my current position with Online Business Systems as a senior consultant. And with that, I'll pass it to Tamara to introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tamara Olson. I spent many years trying to combine my passion of recruitment and cybersecurity. I started my career in the healthcare industry, but always stayed on top of what was happening in the awesome IT space. In 2016, I joined Online Business Systems to help build awesome risk security and privacy and digital transformation teams. My two passions collided. It's fun, fast, challenging, and very rewarding. I've learned so much and absolutely love where I finally landed. encouraging people like you to leap into this amazing field. Sherry, take it away with placing the stepping stones for our journey.
Thank you, Tamara. So I'd like to show you a little bit about the statistics that we've gathered for this presentation. We are actually sharing a presentation that was done by ISC Squared. They did a survey and they presented this at at the RSA conference in 2020. Now, not all surveys are alike, so it's very important that I mention this. Some surveys come out and they've polled so few people that the results aren't really real. They are not reality. So this is why it's really important to understand. ISC Squared received results from 3,237 individuals who are in the field, and they're from North America, Europe, Latin America, and Asia Pacific. They also interviewed personnel from varied sizes of organizations, both large and small. So the survey also spanned different verticals, as you can see here. This is a very good broad study. If you take a look at this slide for a moment, there are 2.8 million cybersecurity professionals globally, and there's a shortage of cybersecurity staff. Note that the expected increase of these roles is 145%, with 62% of organizations reporting a shortage in cybersecurity staff. So if you're looking for a career with a long runway, cybersecurity is definitely a good field with a whole lot of room to grow. There's another study that was published by Cybercrime Magazine, and their sources, you'll see here, Cybersecurity Ventures and Forrester Research, and the numbers are a bit different than ISC Squared, but not that greatly different. As mentioned at the first of this presentation, polls are all different, so you really have to look at what's behind the poll, regardless of the poll results being a bit different. All of them really point to the same thing. There is a need for more cybersecurity professionals. So what does a cybersecurity professional look like? Well, talk about a motley crew. These pictures are a bit of a sensationalized thought of what cybersecurity, what people actually think the people in cybersecurity look like. You know, and they really don't look like this, I promise. And we had some guys that had to go out and try to access a building where they did not have access as part of a social engineering engagement. They ended up accessing the company's badge system. They made Bert and Ernie badges, and they were able to walk right past security. So when you're doing that, of course, you want to be someone who blends in, right? So no, you're not going to go into an organization and find people that look like this, I hope. So let's look at what a security professional really looks like. So these are some of the cybersecurity workforce statistics according to ISC Squared survey. 23% of the people in cybersecurity have less than a 4-year degree. 12% only have a high school diploma, 11 with an associate's degree. So note, those going the college route, which is always highly recommended. Cybersecurity professionals are studying computer and information sciences, engineering, and business. For some of those who've been around a while, we've noticed a growing trend. It used to be a whole lot easier to enter any field, really, without a degree, or you know, any field these days. We aren't saying you can't get there without a 4-year degree. As you can see, 23% of the people in cybersecurity have been able to achieve their positions without a 4-year degree. However, that's not the easiest way to go about this. Take a look at the age brackets as well. You can see how those break out between those of us who are older and the younger that are in there, with the most common denominator being ages 25 to 34, being 32%. Note, we've now determined there's a need for cybersecurity professionals, and we know what they really look like. So Mary Ann is now going to talk about some of the roles in the cybersecurity space.
As Sherry went over, there are so many types of positions in cybersecurity, and all of them are not technical. Megan Garcia calls this out in her quote. As you consider looking for a new role in cybersecurity, do not limit the opportunities you're considering by the stereotypes seen on the internet, in the news, or just in the minds of people that they have of the guy in the hoodie. These stereotypes may be preventing you from going after the prize of a security job you want. There are so many different jobs out there that could be a great fit for you, and companies are actively looking for women to fill those roles. Here's an example of many types of cybersecurity positions. And just like in any other business area, there are different positions with increased levels of responsibility. If you are technically savvy, there are a variety of roles you can consider for your next position. For example, a security analyst or a security engineer. If a technical job is not your goal for a day-to-day position and you are process driven, consider the project management role. Another example, if you're in HR today, there are even technical recruiters needed, such as Tamara, who is speaking today. Several of these roles will accept previous experience in other business areas, which will provide the foundation needed to move into the security area. But you would need to bring an understanding of security into these roles in order to be successful. And we will provide suggestions on how to get that knowledge later in the slides. I pulled a job posting for an entry-level auditor position, an information security auditor, to provide an overview of the key skills in the position. I pulled this to show what the general responsibilities are. Within general responsibilities, you'll see develop audit scope, evaluate technologies, assess control environments, recommend remediation strategies. Within the auditor position, an organization from an overall experience is looking for a person with previous information systems experience or audit experience. If a person wants to move into a cybersecurity position, having these skills is a good stepping stone to reach that goal. Then I wanted to show a position for an entry-level security position, an information security analyst, just to provide an overview of the key skill companies are looking for. And as you review this, ask yourself, what requirements in the job description compare to the skills that you have that make you successful in your current role? And which skills can transfer? Within technical responsibilities, monitor daily security alerts and respond. Troubleshoot network incidents. These could be similar to evaluate general cybersecurity technologies. Assist in remediation of security risk and exposures. Sounds like recommend remediation strategies, right? And perform risk reviews, testing, and audits. Sounds like assess control environments. Do you see where you could use your current skills as a stepping stone to move into a cybersecurity position? If you do not have the full experience the company is looking for with your current position, experience, and knowledge within cybersecurity can be achieved in many ways. Do not let this be a deterrent from trying to move into the roles. We will speak to that in a few slides. There are opportunities to gain that expertise. You just need to focus on expanding your skill set and then try again. All cybersecurity jobs require strong business skills. Being proficient in business skills will allow you to be successful in any position you want to move into. It is important to remember, if you have a strength in any of these areas mentioned, continue to grow that strength at the same time you're learning new skills. Don't lose sight of what you're good at. When you are ready to begin applying for new positions in security, remember, some companies are looking for specific skills and experience. Other companies are willing to take a chance. Don't get frustrated if you apply for a position and don't get the job. Keep working on growing your skill set. Keep applying for other positions. There is a role out there for you. We spent some time on entry-level positions, but for people in mid-level positions, I'm not saying you always have to go back to an entry-level position to move into cybersecurity. If you're currently in a mid-level position within another business area and want to move into cybersecurity, that is possible. Many companies are looking for mid-level people to bring skills to their organization that technical people may not have. Your strength could be a springboard. Think of it this way. I was leading an IT project management office for a Fortune 500 retail company. When the opportunity came to lead the payment card industry or PCI assessment, I jumped at the chance. I had strong project and program management skills. This role led to an opportunity to move to online as a consultant, supporting a client's requirement to get their company through a PCI assessment. While I was in that position, I worked to continue to grow my technical knowledge and get additional certifications, including the Qualified Security Assessor. Now I am in the role of doing the assessing instead of preparing a company for their assessment. As you develop your plan to move into the great world of cybersecurity, the secret to success is transitioning the skills you're good at, building your cybersecurity knowledge, and then looking for the right opportunities. We are here today to encourage you to take the leap and help you with some lessons learned we have all had and tools we've used to successfully transition into the new position we are happy in. Tamara is going to go over some of these now.
Did you know men apply for a job when they meet only 60% of the qualifications, but women apply only if they meet 100% of them? These stats scare me. Let's break down this barrier. You must take that first step and apply. Without more women in cybersecurity, the industry will miss out on a much needed diversity that brings a wider range of skills and unique approaches to the work we do. There are so many reasons why companies should be looking at gender parity strategies and work hard to set the path to increase the representation of women in any company. It takes a diverse group of people to make a great team. I love this quote from an amazing female role model, Sheryl Sandberg. Fortune does favor the bold, and you'll never know what you're capable of if you don't try. So be bold, try, because trust me, you already have the tools. We all have a past, a history, and now is the time to draw on that wisdom. If you sit down and think back to all the work you've ever done, paid, unpaid, volunteer, special projects, parenthood, or side hustles, you will start to see you already have so many of the transferable skills that are needed to be a great cybersecurity professional. Your transferable skills are any skills you possess now that are useful to employers across jobs. They are relevant no matter where you work. They might include skills like adaptability, organizational skills, teamwork, presentation skills, a passion to learn. Transferable skills can be used to leverage your past experience when applying for a new job, especially if it's in a different industry. Many of you already have an auditor certification, such as your CISA, and this is transferable to a role as a qualified security assessor. The QSA must have two certifications, one security related and the other auditor related. If you don't have your CISM, that's a really good ISACA certification to address the security certification, and it fits nicely with your CISA. You have many of the other skills already, such as understanding how to perform, audit, and select sample sets. Another example I have is I worked as a server at a busy touristy restaurant to put myself through college. How does this equate to landing a cybersecurity role, you say? What seems like a fun, carefree summer job added so many tools to my career toolbox. I learned how to deal with customers, clients, problem solve, meet deadlines, think on my feet, and work in a diverse team. This experience all easily translated into the work I do today. We all have these examples, don't we, ladies?
Boy, I tell you, I have. I was an administrative assistant, and a Big Four auditor noticed me and recommended me to her husband. He called and he said he knew I didn't have the experience required for the role. But what he had heard that I did have, my transferable skills were attitude, aptitude, and drive. And yes, saying yes made all the difference.
See, as a technical recruiter, I know that people who accomplish things in any position, like Sherry, can be attractive for a role in cybersecurity. You will bring your own unique passions, interests, ideas, and experiences to create a positive impact. Now, make your case. Seek out the job description of your dream cybersecurity role. Identify what they are looking for. Remember, you don't need 100% of them. Compare them to your list of newly acknowledged transferable skills. Now showcase the relevant transferable skills by infusing them into your resume. Do the same to boost your online profile with a new personality. Write the story of where you've been, but most importantly, use that story to show companies where you want to go. As exciting as it may be to switch industries, it will involve hard work, perseverance, and a learning curve. There will be knowledge gaps, that's expected. But an obstacle is often a stepping stone to success. Once you have it all laid out in front of you, you can start to uncover your weak spots. And now make a plan to fill those gaps. Identify the companies you want to work for and learn everything you can about them. Learn the industry. Take a class, a workshop, a webinar. Network, network, network. Invite someone in the field for an informational interview and ask a lot of questions. Any one of us on this call would be willing to do this with you. Take opportunities to stretch your scope in your current role and seek mentorship. Rose and Dia have lots of ideas coming up. It takes months or even years of solid dedication and determination. Don't get discouraged. If the path seems long, just remember the opportunity for personal growth and fulfillment is high, and landing a career you really love is worth the challenge. Rose is going to take you down the steps to help you close that gap.
So what can you do to get the skills needed to make the transition into cybersecurity? First, you need to determine which area of cybersecurity is of the most interest to you. As you can see, there are a multitude of desired skills needed within the cybersecurity landscape. Some of the fastest growing demands today are specifically around cloud computing, risk assessments, governance, and compliance. One way to grow your skills and career in cybersecurity is to achieve various certification. As you can see, there are many different motivations that drive people to want to achieve certifications. Reasons such as improving their skill sets, staying competitive in the workforce, or just a desire to learn are some of the more common reasons folks get certifications. Do any of these motivations speak to you? It's important to remember that some roles in cybersecurity require certifications, which may drive your desire to achieve one. And as an example, in my current role, 2 certifications are required. As I was required to achieve a security certification and an audit certification for my current position. These 2 certifications categories are foundational to my role as a qualified security assessor. Some of the most common cybersecurity certifications that are held by cybersecurity professionals today, according to an ISC Squared study, are listed here. Some of these certifications are more specialized than others, such as the CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate Certification, or the CCSK, the Certificate Cloud Security Knowledge Certification. If you want to be a PCI QSA, it requires certifications like I mentioned previously. You may already have your CISA, so you're one step away from the certification requirement. You could achieve the CISM or the CISSP certification to meet the certification requirements of being a PCI QSA. Remember that depending on the area of cybersecurity you are interested in, joining very well may help you determine which certifications will be of the most value to your desired career path. This quote is taken from the bestschools.org site, which is an incredible resource for discovering the multitude of jobs in technology. The site gathers the most up-to-date data for median salary ranges, employment growth projections, and job satisfaction, all sourced from payscale.com. So if you're interested in understanding not only different types of roles and what they do within the cybersecurity community, I'd recommend checking it out. Now, you may be thinking, I don't have the time or the money to get certifications and or go back to school. So I'm happy to inform you that there are many free or minimal cost trainings, forums, newsletters, and podcasts that are available. Training platforms such as Udemy and Coursera are prime examples of low-cost training covering a multitude of topics, including areas of cybersecurity, allowing you the freedom to select topics that are of interest to you. These courses are all pre-recorded and can be done at your own pace. Another option is to build your knowledge is by joining different organizations' newsletters or forums. Some of my favorites are Compliance Week, Bright Talk, and ITGRC Forum, which all provide weekly content with links to sign up for additional training that's free. Podcasts are also a great option. For example, if you find yourself sitting in the car, in traffic, or on a long drive, you can connect to a multitude of podcasts that are available. There are several that are specifically geared towards women in cybersecurity, such as Unstoppable Women or Security and Compliance Weekly cybersecurity podcast. Expanding your knowledge just got so much easier with the bonus of removing the stress and the monotony of the drive. In addition to podcasts, you can also find cybersecurity topics available to peruse at your leisure on YouTube and TED Talks. Just search for a topic you're interested in, such as cybersecurity, sit back and enjoy. This is a quote that I really love, and here's why. Early on in my career, I was working in a communication center, monitoring systems to ensure they were up and running. While on duty one day, the IT help desk phone rang and no one was around to answer. So I picked it up thinking, I'll just take a message. Well, when the individual explained what the problem was, I decided to try and help fix their issue. My manager happened to come in while I was on the phone and witnessed my efforts assisting the customer. After successfully fixing the problem, my manager pulled me aside and asked if I was interested in moving over to the IT help desk. Of course, I said yes. This one act of stepping into an area I was not formally trained in showed my manager my willingness to learn and grow, thus resulting in my first steps into an IT cyber technology career. The point in sharing this story is don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. You never know what opportunities will be on the other side. Another important point is that you can gain additional knowledge by simply offering to take on job duties that are outside of your defined responsibilities. While this doesn't necessarily mean always taking notes during meetings, though you can learn a lot by doing this, I'm talking about things such as volunteering to take on a research project or offering to assist a team member on a project they are working on. Keep in mind, it is important to stay on top of your current job responsibilities. However, by doing this, you ensure that you continue to grow the foundation needed to be successful. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Dia to discuss some additional ways to expand your knowledge and network of professionals.
Thanks, Rose. As you're building your career, take advantage of opportunities that may come your way. As you've heard, our careers evolve based on personal relationships and skills we developed. Someone in your network can help you find the perfect job or a stepping stone to the job you want in the cybersecurity industry. Since we've now covered some great statistics and motivators, certifications, and roles in the cybersecurity field, what can you do to gain the skills and knowledge needed to make that transition? As you'll notice, none of us has had a story that starts with, I submitted my resume online. It was always networking with other cybersecurity professionals, taking a chance, or being recognized by someone we worked with. You can connect with individuals through social media platforms. In addition to connecting with other cybersecurity professionals through various online platforms, there are many security conferences that are available as well. These conferences also have great networking events which allow you to connect with presenters and participants. We suggest you take advantage of them and rack up some CPEs along the way. Since so many conferences will be virtual for the foreseeable future, it's a great time to attend. No travel costs or logistics to worry about. Thoughtful mentorship is a key component for building your network and career. The great thing about cybersecurity is there's a huge range of roles and it's ever evolving. Companies want to hire people with different backgrounds and experiences to increase perspectives. The industry is constantly changing as new threats, technology, and regulations come into place. Many organizations are now offering mentorship as a paid service. The advantage is that someone may be compensated, might be a little more focused on helping evolve your career. This might be outside your budget, so we're focusing today just on using networking as a way to identify and recruit your mentors. Mentors can have multiple roles, and what role you're looking for may change. This is totally fine. Where and how you find the person depends on what you need. I'm going to break it down into 3 categories: plan, explore, and research. I've been doing a lot of jigsaw puzzles lately, so I'm going to try and use an analogy. So in the planning stage, you set your long-term career goals. You've got a pile of puzzle pieces. A mentor in the planning stage can help you put together the framework. Explore. That's learning about how a role would be a good fit for you. You've got a general framework, so now you need to start filling in the picture. You pick a segment to complete. Research. That's when you're working at or within a specific company. You've filled in a lot of the puzzle. Now you're picking between 2 very similar pieces. You've heard great things about a company and would like to work there. Find someone who works there or has worked there. Learn more about the culture and the opportunities. Do their values align with yours? Not every company is the same. Don't limit yourself to a linear path. You can do as many puzzles as you want. As you saw at the beginning of this presentation, we all have different backgrounds but landed on the same team in the same company. We took chances, but we had a general idea of what we wanted, where we wanted to go, and what we wanted to do. You've figured out what kind of mentor you need, so how do you find one? Within your organization, you may want to look for a mentor in the area you want to work in or what your long-term goals are. Outside an organization, companies might be a good fit. What's a logical career path? Find a person who's a member of ISACA or identify another common starting point. How do you reach that person? How do you start that conversation? Try talking to speakers and panelists. Start a dialogue and a relationship. Ask someone to be a mentor. It can't hurt to ask. Be courteous. Have your pitch ready. Practice. Listen to the advice and suggestions you get. If someone says they're not a good fit for what you're looking for, ask for recommendations. If you don't get a response, don't worry about it. Try reaching out to someone else. You've done a lot of interesting things. We promise you. Spend some time thinking about what they are. You can talk to current and former coworkers, look at your resume, coursework, maybe past performance reviews. What conference or presentation topics appeal to you? Practice pitching that to friends, pets, mentors, anyone. Although you may connect with someone for a particular chapter of your career, stay in touch. Never be afraid to reach back and drop someone a note just to say hello. It's a very small world, particularly in this industry. The more people you've got along the way, the better. Be interested in you, believe in who you are and who you can be. And with that, I'll turn it over to Sherry.
We've thrown a whole lot of information your way. If you take nothing else away from this talk, it's that you need to create your action plan. Mentors and colleagues can help nudge you along the way, but to do so, people actually have to know how to help you. So what are you taking away from this presentation? We'd love your feedback. Are you going to research, explore, plan? Who have you encountered that you can connect to take those small and large steps? Did you know that there's actually a forgetting curve? After this presentation, you may forget the bulk of this presentation. Remember this, you can do it. What is your action plan? So we're going to give you a few suggestions now for actually creating an action plan. If you don't know where to start, we've created this action plan for you. So by the end of today, review your notes, make an action plan, subscribe to a new podcast, add us to your LinkedIn account, reach out to us. By the end of the week, review your LinkedIn account, update your resume, Sign up for a webinar. Subscribe to weekly newsletters from industry leaders. Within the month, reach out to someone in your network. Arrange a coffee get-together or a virtual chat. Ask them informational questions. Ask them for 2 more contacts or referrals, and establish a dedicated schedule for growing your knowledge. After 3 months, check in. Make sure you're staying on track with your plan. It's very key to make sure that you continue to go forward in this plan. This is a quote that means so much to me. A lot of people have gone further than they thought they could because someone else thought they could. I'm going to do it again. A lot of people have gone further than they thought they could because someone else thought they could. This really resonates with me because a vendor of a software product reached out to me and asked me to come aboard as the systems administrator doing the technical side of sales for this product. This led me to a manager who saw something in me that, frankly, I didn't. It took him believing in me for me to believe in myself. And from that, my career took a whole new direction as a result. During my career, I've seen so many people, both men and women, who've had negativity fed into their brains most of their lives, leaving them to feel as though they're incapable of learning or achieving better. First, stop that noise. That's all it is. I personally have never found anything that I wanted to do that I couldn't when I set my mind to it. Don't let people tell you you can't. You can. I believe the only thing that truly limits us is our desire and our own creativity. So let the only thing that limits your future be things you don't want to do.
Don't be afraid to reach out to us. We're here to help. Each of us presenting today were and are supported and mentored by great leaders, and we all provide mentorship to our peers. We celebrate individuality and diversity. As onliners, that's what we call ourselves. We are driven by a set of core values and a culture of mutual respect. We believe and have a responsibility to our communities, the environment, and most importantly, to each other. We often say we are part of something larger than ourselves, and we take care of those around us. It's a place where women are supported and celebrated, and we promote personal and professional development. To quote our CEO, our purpose is to do the extraordinary so that together we are part of something special. I hope you join us on this journey. Thank you, everyone.
Our information is above, and a copy of this presentation, there should be a link below to this presentation. Thank you for listening to us today. We're happy to help. If there are any questions at all, again, please reach out to us in LinkedIn. We will connect with you and help in any way we can. You'll see these available resources when you click on our presentation. You'll notice that we've got several membership options, who's giving certifications. We also have women-focused networking groups. Thank you again very much, and we hope you're very successful and reach out to us. Thank you very much.